Hello fellow book nerds, this is Gabby and today we're getting mischievous. Today we're going to be doing the Loki Book Tag created by Erik from Breakeven Books, and I'm so excited. So this is a very fun book tag he created based on the Loki TV show, and I really like the show. It had some bumps. Like, are we really about incest now? I don't know how I feel about that. Like, you know, if you have to say it's technically not incest, oh my god. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I guess we're just gonna jump in. No preamble or rambling from me needed. Oh, if you want to do your own version of the book tag, I'm tagging you and whatever, and I'm putting the book tag in the description box as well. Okay, so the first question is Mischief. A book with mischievous character. I had a bit of a hard time, but personally I've chosen Ace of Spades by Amanda Foody. I know, I'm bang on about this book every chance I get, but like, it's justified because not many people haven't read it and people don't seem that interested, and like, if I'm not gonna tell you to read it, who will? So this book is a YA fantasy, and we follow Anne, who goes to the city of Sin to find her mother, and the mischievous character that I want to point out is Levi. So he's the main love interest, he's the gang lord and a cheater, a scoundrel, and his basic whole thing is that he cheats at cards and all of that, and his whole gang is all about like gambling and stuff. I feel like he gets a bit serious in this series because there's so much things happening to him, but down deep in his soul he's a mischievous one. He will find his, like, just like Loki, he will survive anything and he'll find a way to survive. And I respect the grind, I respect that. Actually, he reminds me a lot about Loki. Like, a little bit of a villain, a little bit not. Bisexual king, we love it. Or pansexual, whatever, king, we love it. So, you know, Levi is Loki, I've called it. So the second and third question I have kind of same shitty answers for. So question 2 was variant 1, show a book you have more than one version of. And then question 2 was variant 2, show a book series where you have multiple book editions in the series. So I don't really buy multiple editions of the same books, although I do have a couple, but I don't have them on me to give you an example. So, for example, I have The Host, a series by Stephanie Meyer. I have it both in Polish and in English, so I have 2 versions of that. Same is true for Harry Potter. I have the whole series in Polish and in English, and then also Percy Jackson series. I have this whole series. Well, I have the whole series in English, and then I have another cover. Actually, let me show you. No, it's too far. I have this cover and I have this cover, so of Sea of Monsters. I bought Sea of Monsters, the ugly one, a long time ago. I know this one's also ugly, but like, it's less ugly. I think I also have Perks of Being a Wallflower in 2 languages. I have it in Polish and in English, yeah. Question number 4 is Prune, a book that you recently got rid of or are planning on getting rid of. I literally just posted a whole video of an hour haul on how many books I'm getting rid of, so you can have a gander on that video. It's 12 books that I'm getting rid of, but it's things like A Song of Race and Ruin, The Unbroken, Illuminate, Secret History, Bone Crier's Moon, all kinds of books, so you can have a look at that video, check it out. But yeah, I'm getting rid of a whole load of books because I'm moving. Okay, question number 5 is a book that had you under a spell, a book you could not put down. So for this I've chosen The Ivies by Alexa Dunn. So this is a new release, it's a YA thriller, and we follow a group of students at this very prestigious academy who really want to get into Ivy schools, and there's a murder and we have to figure out who done it. I love this book. I thought it was really engaging, really fast paced, really had me at the edge of my seat. So I started reading it on my train to Edinburgh. I kept reading throughout my journey, and then I read when I arrived in the hotel, and somehow I finished it. I mean, it is like a 4-hour train journey, but still I feel like that's impressive. So that's the last book that I remember that I read so quickly. I also read this book very quickly. So this is The Wolf and the Woodsman, but I read it very quickly because I had a goal of reading it in 4 days, and I think it took me like 2 or 3. But that was like I knew I had to do that in order to have time to film a video review for it. So it was a bit different. But The Ivies, I just didn't have to read it for a video, although I did end up making a video about it, but I just wanted to, and it was amazing, and I read it and it was great. The 6th question is Timekeepers. Name a series that had stood the test of time. Bonus points if it's a trilogy. I had a bit of a hard time because I actually think that Erik's answer, which was Hunger Games, is such a good answer. Like, that is totally a series that I think holds up. I read it when it first came out when I was young. I loved it. I reread it recently. Loved it. I think it just, the themes, the writing, everything about it really holds up. The characters, it's all really good. And I thought, should I say Lord of the Rings? But that's just a basic answer. And then I don't want to say things like Twilight because that does not hold up, although I've not read it in ages. The Host, I think, holds up. I do have a weird obsession with that book. So I decided to settle on A Series of Unfortunate Events. The thing is, I did not read that book when it came when I was young, but I know that it's been out for many years and everyone loved it so much. And I actually read it recently for the very first time. And I totally think it holds up. It has this dark, gritty humor. It's about these 3 orphans trying to outsmart this count that wants all of their money. It's very dark. It's very, very, very grim, sad, depressing, but somehow it's for children, but somehow it works. I don't know. I read like maybe 3 or 4 books in that series. I think I finished on The Reptile Room, and I want to continue because actually I had a very good time. I thought it was engaging, funny, depressing, uplifting, all at the same time, and somehow it's been around for ages and people still love it. So I think it holds up very well. So that's a book that I very, very enjoyed. And also Percy Jackson. I feel like it holds up. I reread it recently. I had such a great time with it. Yeah, it's not perfect. Yeah, some of the writing could use like a little bit sprucing up, but at the same time, it's for children. It's a middle grade. So I think it perfectly holds up considering all of that. Question number 7 is Asgard, a book with royalty or godlike figures. So I've got both royalty and godlike figures for you with A Dark and Hollow Star by Ashley Shuttleworth. Yes, this is also another book I'm not shutting up about. So this is an urban YA fantasy, and we follow an investigation into dead murders of Ironborn, which is like half fae, half humans. But we have humans, which are the boring part. Then we also have fae, which have royalty because different courts and there are different kings and queens and whatnot. And then we also have ancient gods. Yes, they're furies, they're gods, they're whatevers. All of that is in this one little beautiful package. Also look at my spray Daggers. All in this beautiful little package of a book. I love this book so much. I think actually it was a very, very strong first book in a series. If you want to check it out, I would really recommend. It was a great time. It has a lesbian romance and a gay romance, and I just thought both of those were super cute and adorable and really warmed my heart, and both were developed pretty good. Okay, one of them is not, okay, they're maybe not cute and adorable. That's the wrong word for it. They're both pretty depressing because, well, one of them is a bit depressing. They're both complicated, but it's beautiful. It's love. I thought it was really good. So yeah, Dark and Hollow Star, read it. 8th question is Daggers, a book that cut you deep and made you emotional. So I'm sorry, but there's absolutely no other answer. You'll be sick of it. But it's Sword of Kaigen by ML Wong. I don't remember last time I cried a book except for this one this year. I think this might be the only book I cried for. So in this we follow Misaki, who used to be a warrior but gave all of that up to marry a man from like a very well-respected warrior family. And it's about her, her children, her marriage and honor and all the wonderful things. This book broke me. I read it as an ebook and then I was like, I need a physical copy so I can reread it, and I will. I will reread it this year, I think. I cried so much. It was so sad. It was so heartbreaking. It's a standalone, so you know they can hit you in the guts and not even feel bad about it. Yeah, it broke me. Broke me so much. You poor little thing. Oh. Okay, the last question is Illusion, a book you bought because you thought the cover was pretty bad and ended up being bad. I didn't have a bad book. I had a disappointment. So I chose this book not because it was the worst book I read or whatever. No, it's just that I bought it purely because of the cover. I didn't read the synopsis. I didn't know anything about it or the author or nothing about it. Nothing. I just was like, wow, pretty. I didn't even hear people talk about it. I was just like, wow, so pretty. And then I bought it. and it was the Bone Crier's Moon, and I read it and it was okay. Like, I really enjoyed it when I was reading. I thought it was a good fun time, but upon reflection, it really didn't leave that much of a mark on me. And considering how pretty it is, I mean, it is pretty stunning, like really nice. Considering how pretty it is, I wanted to keep it, but now I'm unhauling it because I was just so mad about the story. The second sequel's cover is just as nice, but I'm also getting rid of it. So, well, I'm not buying it in the first place. So yeah, bit of a disappointment. I am sorry. Okay, that's it for the book tag. I love doing book tags because they're nice and quick. I think this video will end up being short in comparison, but I hope you still enjoyed it. Thank you, Erik, for creating this wonderful, very, very fun book tag. I really hope some of you decide to do it. If you do, please let me know. Put it in the comments and let me know if I made you want to do it because you heard it first or something. Yeah, it was a very fun book tag. Long live Loki. I can't wait for a second season, even though this one was even though I'm sensing some questionable romances, but oh well. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, if you could comment, like, and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. It really helps me out. But that's it from me, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!